Welcome to this new add-on spotlight. In this add-on spotlight we're going to look at the updated Airbus H135 helicopter. It's a pretty popular one. It's a free helicopter which can be used or is used by multiple people. There are also a lot of additional liveries which you can download for it. And that's one of the important things, is that they made changes to the external parts which require that the liveries are updated. So please make sure that you're updating the livery to make the helicopter look as smooth as possible. Besides that, they made multiple other changes, including change to the flight model, like adjustments to the torque, the power and the ETL. They changed the scale power with tail rotor and the blade pitch, and adjusted the ground contact, right? So the moment that you touch the ground, they made some modifications to that. In addition to that, they changed some stuff to the autopilot to prevent an unexpected pitch or roll when engaging, right? That's what we saw in earlier videos, that when you enable the autopilot, it will, let's say, kind of push down a bit. A little bit weird, but that's now resolved. And they removed the landing gear flight model buttons. That's specifically for the Honeycomb Bravo users. In addition to that, they made sure that the tablet still works, even if the battery is dead. Also nice. And they adjusted the rain sound. Well, today it's not raining, so we can't hear the sound. So that's good. And they made some change to multiplayer, like the rotor state. It's no longer synced between players in multiplayer. And that makes sure that it should be now accurate and unique for each player and user. So what are some other things they did? Well, lately we discussed the or GTC.H1, and that's the hover one. So if we now press it, you can now activate it, and that's really cool because now you can, let's say, kind of hover, which makes it easier to, for example, to land right on an aircraft carrier or on other pieces. So it now simply stabilizes the aircraft, or the helicopter I should say. So that's cool, that now works. So let's see if we make changes to, for example, the heading, like that. Let's enable the autopilot. Let's see what happens, because it should have resolved the, I would say, weird acting of the autopilot. So let's first switch off the autopilot. And then switch it on. It's much better, right? It still makes, I would say, a huge swing, but at the end it's, I would say, pretty stable. So that's really cool. Keep in mind that for the GTC one, that you need to be below a certain speed. If you're above a certain speed, it will simply not work. As you can see, we're currently above that certain speed, so we can't enable the hover mode. As soon as we're, I would say, on the heading, let's see if it say slows down a bit, and see when we can enable the GTC hover mode. Probably requires us to say also stay on a certain altitude, maybe. Yeah, here you see it. So it's below 23. That's where we can activate it. You will see that it directly stops, I would say, increasing the altitude, and that this green button, which you can see here, moves to the same position as the purple one. So we should now be hovering, right? We're not now, or not moving anywhere, which is really cool, because that would make life easier, especially when we're, I would say, landing. So let's see if that helps. So we're going to decrease the speed now. And let's see if it's adjusting. It's kind of hard to see from the outside, or from the inside, sorry, I should say. It still keeps hovering, so it's really hovering, but only on the same altitude as it looks like. It also can be seen, of course, when looking at the altitude meter here. You can see it's completely stable. It doesn't change at all. So be aware of that. You can use it, but it simply hovers, and it will not, I would say, decrease the altitude which you might have expected. It's really hovering. So that's all kind of cool. I really like the adjustments which they've made. In addition to that, they made some adjustments to certain procedures. But I was not able to find them yet. They had the prime pumps, which must be used during the startup. They've got the expert pumps, which also must be used during the flight. And they've got the AVO 1 and 2, which can be used during the flight. The other thing I could see is that they were on top of the screen, they added some stuff. Here are the prime pumps, right? And I think they changed the naming because in the past they were called differently, but that's now being fixed. So these are the prime pumps and the AVO ones, these two. I think these buttons, I'm not 100% sure if they worked in the past, so they're now here. And then we've got the pumps one, we've got the expert pumps. I don't see a button here called X pumps, sorry. So probably need to figure out where the button is. It could be that this one, although this one has the name aux fuel off, which I would say completely cut off the fuel. There's some new buttons here, I think, and there's some holes here. So probably there's some work being done to, I would say, add some more buttons to this great airplane, great helicopter, I should say. Here ends this video. I hope you liked it. In this video we looked at the new version of the helicopter, the version officially 0.92. So great work again for the developers. Pharaoh Steve, I know that you also look at my channel sometimes. Great work, keep up the good work with your team. Really like the helicopter, one of my most popular items to fly with in Flight Simulator. If you got questions or comments, then feel free to drop them in the comment box below the video. If you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.